So, sense data is non-reliable, and so we exclude it in our search. And at this point, I can introduce Descartes' key argument in Meditation 1. Various ways to formalize it. I like to articulate it this way. Premise 1. For obtaining absolute certainty, both patently false and dubitable propositions are equally worthless. Okay, so think of this premise. He says, okay, I'm looking for absolute certainty. Now, things that are absolutely false can't be any sense of absolute certainty, but then also those things that can be called into question are also not useful for my purpose. Okay, and so notice he's starting with just a little bit. Take what you need to get what you want, like Quine says. Take a little bit and see where it leads. So we're going to have one heap of those things that are both patently false and dubitable. And then eventually we might, hopefully, if things go well, find the indubitable one thing. Premise 2. Whatever I assume to be most true, I've received by or through my senses, and we already saw how dodgy that project was. So premise 3. But my senses have sometimes deceived me. Premise 4, it is a mark of prudence never to place unqualified trust in those things that have deceived us even once. First conclusion, hence I cannot place unqualified trust in sense data. In conclusion 2, hence I must withhold assent to any propositions known by and through my senses. That is, those things that I previously assumed to be most true. But it gets worse. By the time we get to Meditation 2 on page 65, Descartes says this. He says, but now, what am I when I suppose that there is some supremely powerful, and may I be permitted to say, so malicious a deceiver who deliberately tries to fool me in any way he can? Can I not affirm that I possess at least one small measure of all these things which I have already said belong to my body? Probably not. I might think. I'm tasting my coffee. But is it really the evil deceiver? Okay, and the French word that Descartes uses for that is mauvais genet. It's kind of like an ill-intentioned genie or djinn who intervenes at every moment when I have a sense experience and twists it in some way so that it's not entirely reliable, doesn't reflect states of affairs in my extramental world. So in other words, what if I'm in the hands of some super powerful force that can enter my mind, scramble my senses, befuddle my thinking, and can even make me doubt my own existence, right? Because suppose I have a memory of what I ate for breakfast this morning. Well, what if the evil demon put that there? What if that wasn't me at all? What if any of my memories that supposedly constitute who I am are unreliable? How do I know that I'm even a thing at all rather than just a momentary event that the evil demon is playing tricks on? So, what certainty can I wrest from the clutches of the evil demon? What kind of certainty at all? Because remember, I'm in the moment of this systematic doubt, where I doubt not only my sense experiences, but even the continuity of contents in my own mind. What is there to hang on to? So, here's the argument in Meditation 2, the famous cogito argument. Descartes says, premise 1, doubt is a mental act necessarily implying the existence of a doubter. Okay. So if doubt is going on, it must be going on somewhere. Or if doubt is going on, it must be being had by some being. Okay, and we don't necessarily even need to confine this just to doubt. It could be having a sense perception. It doesn't mean the sense perception is going to correspond to things in the external world. It's just going to be, oh, am I having a sense experience? Okay. So it could be sense experience, or it could be me affirming or denying a proposition. I exist, I don't exist. I'm in Russell Gulch, no, I'm in Golden, and so on. So any kind of mental act is going to imply a mental actor. Doubt implies a doubter, a mental act implies a mental actor. Now I can observe myself doubting that I exist, doubting that I have identity over time because the evil demon is switching my memories of my past existence in and out with other memories, or possibly with other people's memories. So I can observe myself doubting that I exist. Hence, I can be certain that I exist when I catch myself in this act of doubting. Or more generally, I can be certain that I exist when I catch myself in the act of having a mental content or a mental act. And so, voila, we have our one fixed point, our moment of absolute certainty. I can't doubt that I doubt when I'm doubting. I can't doubt that I'm thinking when I'm thinking. I can't doubt that I'm having a mental act when I'm acting with my mind. Okay? So, what we've got then is certainty about one's own mental activity. And this is what in the philosophy of business we call the Cartesian I think. Okay. Now, Descartes never in one place exactly said I think, therefore I am. It's more like I'm having a mental act, therefore I am. Okay. And so notice then that self, what it is to be a self, is compressed into a couple things. First of all, self is identified with mental acts, and then secondly, self is identified in particular with those mental acts associated with the discursive intellect. So, what am I, says Descartes famously? I am a thinking thing. But at this point, we're also up against extreme limits. What have we actually shown? Or what has Descartes actually shown when he has this momentary I think moment, this undoubtable mental state of I think? What has he actually shown? Just that, nothing further. So it's momentary only. I don't know if my past experiences are my own, and I don't know that I have any future beyond the next blink of my eyes. Secondly, what I don't know yet is that I don't know that there's a universe at all beyond my own thinking. I don't know if I have diachronic identity. I don't know if there's an external world. Now, that's a kind of a funny thing to say, but we're going to adopt this language. What we mean by that is, what we mean by external world is a universe beyond my own mental contents. Okay, I'm not going to know that matter exists. The only thing I know at this point is that there's at least one mental substance that's me, and that's a me that's at the moment just momentary. And of course, we're not going to know that other beings exist. And so this position generally is called solipsism. Okay, what do I know? I know that I'm having mental contents. What don't I know? Anything else beyond that. Now, Descartes thinks that the cure for solipsism is the idea of God. Descartes thinks that the cure for solipsism is the idea of God. And underline the word idea. We're not at this moment talking about the divinity herself. We're talking about the concept of divinity. And that's what we're going to look at in the next lecture.